All right, Diamondback Viper. Yes, we are going to detail this frame. Chrome bits, dark bits, plastic bits, whatever. We're going to do some chroming on this and try to refurbish it without damaging the paper decals or kind of decaling that's on there. It is a 1984 model, and we're going to definitely take care of this guy as best as we can. We've already did the headset and bottom bracket overhaul. That's in the video linked below. Also did the wheels, which is the original video on this. So check those two out before you dive into this guy. But if you just wanted to check out the detailing of chrome and how beautiful we're going to get this with cleaning different parts with different materials, with different chemicals, without further ado, let's just dive into this bad boy and get her to home. Done. Yes, it's way too much time into this, but it's going to be beautiful after I'm done with this. Check it out after this.
Welcome to I Know a Guy Bicycles, hanging out with a guy. Hi, I'm Justin the Guy. Obviously I have a garage shop. Take scary out of used, one bike at a time. If you want to be kept up to date on latest projects and topics, please like and subscribe.
Hey, welcome back to I Know a Guy Bicycles, hanging with the guy on this old bike series. Check this Diamondback Viper out. We are going to do some detailing on this guy to clean up that chrome and also protective layer of ceramic coating. Also on the decaling, clean it up light and polite and not get too crazy with this. In addition to try to clean up this rubber to look pretty close to more new-like. I did the wheels, they're tucked in the corner there. But yeah, those wheels have actually turned out immaculately, so we're gonna have to get the bike to match. When I talk about wheels, these beautiful gems. Original chrome, scrubbed all the rust off of them and everything. New rubber, so yeah, we're gonna make sure the attention to detail on the frame has been just equal to as actually the parts onto actually the wheels initially. So without further ado, we're going to dive into this. I need to grab some clean gloves because we're going to be doing some detailing and diving into that. What I'm going to do with the detailing is I'm going to use a compound and a polish from Adams with a little buffer Dremel tool design. Reason being is I'm going to clean the chrome off, and there's a couple scuffed areas here. We'll just do a small section and do that cleaning, and then we'll do a review of the other parts and also the cleaning of like grips and stuff. But I'm going to do like a couple little areas where the cable bands where it held the cable housing for the rear brake. Contaminants got underneath there, and we want to clean that up as best as possible. So without further ado, let's dive into this. So when you're working on stuff like this, you definitely want to go light and polite. Don't go over the top and crazy so you don't ruin anything. The chrome plating is actually a plating over the steel. It's like a dipped kind of thing sometimes, or sprayed on. And we definitely don't want to cause any abrasion. I did clean this off. Actually, I didn't. Hold on. So I'm going to use the lithium Hyper Cleanse, which is kind of a light cleaner. Just going to put it over everything. It should be fine with the decaling. It's just a very light. It doesn't really rub off a lot of stuff. I'm just using this to kind of get a good surface clean. That kind of deal. Just wipe off the dirt. Because I don't want to take that dirt and put it on the pad and grind right into the actual chrome and cause it to chip up, that kind of thing. So I'm using a fiber cloth, going through the frame 2 by 2, getting it all cleaned up. I washed the bars already, so those are good. There's a little bit of rust inside the Diamondback portion here where I can't really get to. I did spray vinegar in there to kind of neutralize the rust in there. Give that a good go. Or maybe you need to use Rust-Oleum later. So already you can see the frame starting to really kind of come to life, and that's what we're looking for. Now we're going to make it even better by doing a compound and then a polish, and we're going to avoid these stickers, because the stickers themselves Don't want to rub off any of the details. I've already seen a lot of wear and tear to some level, so we want to avoid those. I just rinsed them off with that, and then we're going to use the compound. So back to the compound. Going to sort of do this here and see if I can get those band clamp portions to disappear. So by digging in. All right, so we have that section, and with the compound, pretty much those band clamps portions have definitely disappeared on that. So I'm going to go proceed to the rest of the frame, and then we will loop back with the polish. All right, woo-wee, look at that chrome shine by using the compound, which basically is lifting all that contaminants and so forth, you know, off of that frame, off of that polish, and kind of cleaning up the coating of the chrome. I went around all the stickers, cleaned those off earlier, and just with light, not too aggressive. I didn't want to compromise. There's a little bit of flakage here. You know, all of them have a little bit of discoloring, but I will be putting a ceramic coating on top of that to protect it as much as I can. But we're going to do a polish now. We're going to just do a little test section here, then we'll proceed off of that. So let's dive into this. There's more of a sample section. I wanted to do more of a test. Reason being is if you're going to test something, do it on the underneath of the frame so it's out of sight. Just to, you know, I know how these properties work or these chemicals work with a particular frame. So with those experiences, I know how it's going to behave. Now I'm going to use a clean fiber cloth, and look at that shine. Bam. That chrome is about as clean as it's going to be. There's micro scratches through there that are from the cable contaminants over the period of time. Those you really can't get out unless you really get aggressive with like sandpapers and so forth or what have you, but I'm not going to do that. That is not what I'm here to do. I'm basically restoring, not restoring. I'm refurbishing, not restoring. That's where it is. So I'll proceed to do the rest of the frame, and after that we'll talk about ceramic coating and also cleaning the other bits on this bike. Alrighty, got it polished, and bam. Ooh, that is just mirror-like chrome. It's just cleaning up and getting all this polish. And also a note is when you take it off with a fiber cloth, I mean, a little bit of obviously that compound or the polish gets on there. So where you may have not able to get with the buffer kind of thing, you can get with the towel here, which has a little bit on there, and you can kind of floss it to get that extra shine, that kind of thing, like so. And just to really, wow, my goodness, that is just, woo! And especially in like little triangle bits here that you can't really get that tool in. Man, those chainstays, just remarkable. Down tube. See if I can kind of get a little extra buffing in there. Kind of like shoe shining, right? Fork blades turned out to be pretty crazy immaculate. I did go over the bars a little bit with the polish and the stem. So there we have it. Okay. Wow. Oh, yeah, let's not forget the seat tube. Get that a little extra, a little bit of loving. Not too much to mess with the decaling, but wow. All right. This thing is beautiful, and there's a 500 stamp here and a 500 stamp on the other side to make sure you knew it was a 500. Diamondback, whatever that means. You probably know. Okay, so at this bit, we're going to do some ceramic coating. We're going to do a double stack using using the lithium system ceramic slam, this guy right here. And how we do that is we apply it once, let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes, and then apply it again and knock it down. While I'm waiting for it to dry, I'm going to clean these grips and seat with Hyper Clean from All Surface Cleaner from Ceramic Slam as well. I found it really works on bar tape on road bikes, so let's see if it does its magic on the actual grips here. Unfortunately, these donuts, yeah, that's right, they're called donuts, are faded, so I don't know if I'm going to keep those. I'm going to pull these and set them aside, put them in the box of bits for the customer, because these are not the greatest looking, and we definitely need to, get new ones possibly, so we'll set those aside. Alrighty, got it polished, and bam. Ooh, that is just mirror-like chrome. It's just cleaning up and getting all this polish. And also a note is when you take it off with a fiber cloth, I mean, a little bit of obviously that compound or the polish gets on there. So where you may have not able to get with the buffer kind of thing, you can get with the towel here, which has a little bit on there, and you can kind of floss it to get that extra shine, that kind of thing, like so. And just a really, wow, my goodness, that is just, woo! And especially in like little triangle bits here that you can't really get that tool in. Man, those chainstays, just remarkable. Down tube. Let's see if I can kind of get a little extra buffing in there. Kind of like shoe shining, right? Fork blades turned out to be pretty crazy immaculate. I did go over the bars a little bit with the polish and the stem. So there we have it. Okay. Wow. Oh, yeah, let's not forget the seat tube. Get that a little extra, a little bit of loving. Not too much to mess with the decaling, but wow. All right. This thing is beautiful, and there's a 500 stamp here and a 500 stamp on the other side to make sure you knew it was a 500. Diamondback, whatever that means. You probably know. Okay, so at this bit, we're going to do some ceramic coating. We're going to do a double stack using the lithium system ceramic slam, this guy right here. And how we do that is we apply it once, let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes, and then apply it again and knock it down. While I'm waiting for it to dry, I'm going to clean these grips and seat with Hyper Clean from All Surface Cleaner from Ceramic Slam as well. I found it really works on bar tape on road bikes, so let's see if it does its magic on the actual grips here. Unfortunately, these donuts, yeah, that's right, they're called donuts, are faded, so I don't know if I'm going to keep those. I'm going to pull these and set them aside, put them in the box of bits for the customer, because these are not the greatest looking, and we definitely need to, get new ones possibly, so we'll set those aside. Woo, all right, let's get this. Applicator pad, a clean one, ceramic coating, 2, 3, maybe 4 squirts. That just gets the pad saturated. Usually don't need to use a lot of this because it's a bike versus a car, so usually get a lot of value out of one bottle. I've gone through several frames and parts. So what you want to do, it does work on chrome, and mainly I want to get the decals. So I'm going to get that protected covering on there. Also does matte finishes as well as titanium. So going to put a little coating on this guy, and what it's going to do is going to look like it's hazy. And then when you knock it down, when it flashes, then you'll be ready to apply the second coating if need be. So get the one coat on here. I like to go through the frame, a couple more squirts, like twice on each side, just to ensure that I've got all the bits, so if I accidentally missed a spot, I catch it on the second go around. So I did the one side, and now I'm doing the second side. Then I redo first, and just try to keep it mindful of each tube. I kind of count or talk through each tube, like dropouts, seat stay, chain stay, inside, back of seat stay, bonnet bracket shell, down tube, gusset for the Diamondback head tube, both sides down, underneath, and also fork blades, both sides fork blades. And then I can also do these bars and the brake levers. Add a little coating to it as well. Clamp here. Okay, so if you covered everything once, right, and feel good about your equal distribution of the actual ceramic coating, I put the pad side down so it doesn't dry out onto a good, clean, flat surface. And then we're going to proceed on to trying to clean these grips. So this grip, use the all-surface cleaner. See if we can get it to clean up a little bit at least. I don't know if I'll get, there's some sun faded on here that I'm not going to get off. What I'm trying to do is get most of the dirt portion off, which it is lifting. See, it's not going to look brand new, but it's going to look a lot better. That's what we're looking for, right? So there's that bad boy. Oh boy, still a lot of gunky on there. Let's see if it's actually cleaning the bottom side better than the top. It's old school AME grips. And yeah, well, that's actually looking pretty good on the bottom side. What I could do is rotate it too. See if the owner wants to do that. Then let's try the seat. Actually, it's working pretty good. Probably do a second selection on that. All right. And the trick to take these off, you can poke a poker underneath if you want to try to save them, and use rubbing alcohol. Back in the day, we used to use hairspray to take them on and off, but that sometimes builds up. Rubbing alcohol does the same trick, and when it evaporates, it's completely off there. So I'm having a trouble getting completely to clean off. So I'm going to do a little test section, see with brake cleaner, carb cleaner, see if that would cut through some of this gunk. And this is also grooved, so it might be a little bit of extra flossing to get on there, get that off. That helps a little bit. Yeah, it helps a little bit. Not as. These are old grips, so it's going to be kind of hard to get them to be new-like for sure. But, and I'm straightening on the rag because I don't want to get contaminants on the frame of what I just did a ceramic coating on. Those I might, yeah. All right. So it's definitely flashed. I see a kind of an ash white on this, and you just take a clean cloth, and you'll feel a tug at first. And then when you wipe it down, it'll break free, and that's your ceramic coating protection on that. Whew. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah. And then it makes it super smooth. And then I'll do a second stack just because to protect. I'm going to put it like especially on the decals to help prevent UV protection or UV breakdown of the coloring of that kind of sort, and see if I can get it to be even more prettier. So back to my, since it's already been pre-saturated, just a couple squirts. I shouldn't have to use as much this time around. As I mentioned before, I usually use way too much. And with these applicator pads, they're very pliable, so I can really kind of get all into those nicks and crannies and get a good coating on everything, like so. And now I'll just add extra protection on all these parts, beading of water, if it gets wet, covered with mud, that kind of thing. Yeah, let's do the bars one more time too, just for giggles. And also doing this, you can also do bike parts too. So now I have, that's been double stacked, and I like to, with the extra amount that's left, I hit like the bigger surfaces of your crank to make it a little shine a little bit nicer. On bikes with derailleurs, I'll do the derailleurs, also the brakes you can do as well. Helps just a little, you know, add a little protection to it. I'm not totally detailing and making it super sharp looking, but on this one, it's coming out pretty sharp looking. I mean, come on, look at that. I mean, it's just, and I do have leftover on the applicator, so I might as well use it up, right? Instead of just washing it off. And I use light soap, dish soap, Dawn or what have you, whatever you have. Rinse it off, wash it off with that, and rinse it. And then it should help with that too. And here's the Dura-Ace brakes. Kind of a black chrome on these, kind of cool. So I think this will look pretty fantastic. And even though you may not feel like you're putting a big coating on it, it does get on everything. It's one of those chemicals that you're like, even though you don't see it, it doesn't not mean it's not there. So it does, and you'll see it flash and like, oh, okay, I actually did coat all that. So use up the remainder of what's on the applicator, kind of the sponge-like feel underneath. Get those brakes to be nice and shiny. Those Dura-Ace pads, whew, they're better for better days, but I tested them when I first tried it. It seemed to work pretty good. So, yeah. And you can do seat posts and all that too. And then on the vinyl, you can do on vinyl, plastics, and so forth to add up protection, that kind of thing. The seat I don't think is original, but you know, whatever. Some kid decided to upgrade it to red or change it to red, so that's kind of a cool thing. All right. I can see it flash, definitely can see it flash on the chrome. So just do a knockdown again, bam. Wow, yowza, look at that. Holy smokes. This chrome probably looks in some spots better than it was new because it has that lithium ceramic coating and added protection. You know, the decals, you know, they've seen better days. A little bit faded, but hopefully that'll prevent the more fading of it. And yeah, you can see the, you can feel the smoothness now, like. Okay, so the pads I still need to wash, the covers anyway, and over the foam pads. But man, bam! Look at that. I feel like Emerald, the cook, chef guy. Bam! Look at that. Any case, ceramic slam, lithium, all-surface cleaner, Adams polishes to polish, and also the compound was used in this video to make this frame look this great. I got the cables cut already. We just need to string the brakes and put the crank set back on, do some little minor adjustments, and throw the wheels on. I am waiting for the chain. Once the chain is installed It is going to be an immaculate bike. And there we go. Diamondback Viper 500, 1984 or 94. 84? It has to be 84. So the kid looked younger. Maybe it was 94. Highly doubt it. Weird funky vinyl bracket. That's in another video. Headset bearings turned out to be pretty good. Other videos. Actually wheels that I've cleaned. And is that comparable to you? Look pretty close. Matchy matchy, right? Looking good. Clean those grips a little bit later with something. I'll try some other stuff. See if I can get in those grooves. Maybe a foaming cleaner. Maybe that'll work. Any case, not too worried about those so much, but I got the bones of the bike immaculate. So here we got it. Thanks for hanging out with me in the garage. Check out these pictures of the final result after this, all together and in its peak performance. Right now we don't have sun, so once it's all clean and put all together with the new chain on there, then I'll get some pictures in the sun. Other than that, thanks for hanging out with me in the garage. If you have a bikes like this, or worked on them, or had one, nostalgia, or whatever, throw it down in the comments below. This is community. Please share. I'll have details of information on what I used to get this bike to its peak performance after being for 35, 40 years. Really? Aged, and get it back to it's almost refurbished, but it's restored condition, being refurbished to the point of my abilities and what we do here. But in any case, thanks for hanging out with me in the garage. It's nice in your neck of woods. Please go for a ride. And again, have a wonderful day. But before you go, check out these wonderful pictures of the final result in the sun. It might blind you, so put on some shades. Yeah, I'm gonna use some shades. Thanks again. Have a great day.